What's going on, everyone, and welcome to a very exciting video. I'm BouseFeenux, and today the Spectres of the Rail update was released. DE dropped loads of new content and changes on us this afternoon, and there's a ton of new things for us to cover. It's because of that I won't be able to get to everything in one video, so I've decided to cover the major changes as a small series of videos that I'll be releasing over the next few days. If you notice that one thing or another seems left out, it's more or less intentional, so do me a favor and think before you comment, because I'll be getting to it in another video. With that being said, we've got a lot of ground to cover today, so let's jump in. For the first video in this mini-series, I wanted to talk about probably the biggest change in Warframe since the Lisette was added. That change is the new Star Map. The little roundabout mobile thing that displays the planets was removed today, and in its place, we've received a topical 2.5D map that displays our playable planets over a map of the galaxy that at first glance seems very confusing and overwhelming. I really didn't like this change at first, and there are some things that I still don't really like about it, but after using it for a few minutes, it really grew on me and began to make a lot of sense. If I had to say what threw me off about the new Star Map initially, I guess it would be that it looks almost nothing like what we saw in the dev streams. I was more expecting it to look like the art style from the focus trees, all brightly lit and almost with a hand-drawn kind of feel to it. Instead, we got something a little different, and it doesn't look bad by any means, it's just not exactly like what I was expecting. Furthermore, in terms of design, it kind of looks more like a Star Map 1.3 instead of a Star Map 3.0, almost like they regressed a little bit in their art style. For some people, that isn't a bad thing because a lot of people really liked the old Star Map, and this new map closely resembles the old one, albeit with some very major differences. For starters, the first major difference is that now to progress through the solar system, you'll need to complete a checklist of challenges at something called a junction. Each planet has at least 1 or 2 junctions you'll need to complete the challenges for to progress. Once you've completed these challenges, the junction node becomes unlocked, and you'll need to travel to it. Once you're there, you'll be met with a guardian of sorts that challenges you to a rite of passage by combat, which has to be done solo. If you defeat the guardian, you'll be rewarded by opening a path to a new planet. Now, call me casual, but I actually think this is really cool. This system alone gives the game something it's been seriously lacking for a very long time, which is a sense of progression. Completing these juncture challenges is a great way to learn the game if you're a new player, as you'll be doing various mission types, learning how different things function in the game, and just generally learning where things are. Plus, you gain a hefty amount of mastery rank experience and a couple pieces of gear for completing the challenges. Also, these aren't optional either, so you actually have to learn to play the game to progress through the Star Map. My one issue with this whole thing, though, is that there isn't really any reason to do these if you already have max mastery rank and have all the planets unlocked. It's just another thing for new players to do with no real benefit for the veterans. Another huge difference to the new Star Map is that the Void as we know it has been radically changed. Now, I'm not planning to go super in depth with all the Void changes in this video, but real fast, I just wanted to touch on the fact that the Void is basically just another planet now. You don't need keys to access its missions anymore, but rather you'd progress through it just like you would any other planet. To me, this was kind of awesome, to be honest, as it completely changes how we acquire prime parts. As such, I'm very interested to know what you guys think about this. Don't hold back in the comments on this one. The last little thing that I thought was pretty nifty was just how illustrated everything is on the map now. When looking at a planet, you can clearly see which missions take place on the actual surface of the planet or in an enemy ship. Additionally, if you look closely, you can see your Lisette orbiting the planet you're currently docked outside of. I think this is a pretty awesome little detail that might otherwise be missed. To sum up my thoughts on this new radical change, I'd have to say that it was pretty well implemented overall. It'll take some getting used to, just like anything else, but I think in the end something like this had to happen, and I'm really excited to see how they build on this. I do have a few suggestions though. Number one, I'd like it if we could pan the camera around the map using the WASD keys instead of just clicking and dragging. Number two, I wish the text was much larger. I consider myself as having pretty good eyesight, and even I had to squint to see what I was looking at. I feel that changes like this could be fairly easily implemented. It would greatly improve the quality of life for other players as well. And that about does it for today, guys. Check back tomorrow for more Update 19 content. I'm gonna try and cover all the Void changes in tomorrow's video and give you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how to use all of it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or maybe found it helpful, consider giving it a like and sharing it with your friends. Stuff like that helps this channel keep growing. Additionally, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free and it helps me out tremendously. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.